Thanks for joining us on this edition of the Council Recap. Council met Tuesday, January 21st, 5:30 in the Council Chambers, a day after our normal Monday meeting in observance of Martin Luther King holiday. First item of business was a pretty powerful testimony from Carol McAlister. She gave her testimony in thankfulness for first responders, law enforcement officers, those at the 911 dispatch center, as well as paramedics that helped her. She was choking on April 14th, 2019, and they were able to save her life. So a real powerful testimony to the work that those folks do on a daily basis. They do that all the time. In this instance, she wanted to come forward and share her appreciation. So there's many other instances that these folks do that on a daily basis or a frequent basis anyway, that don't get recognized, but in this occasion she wanted to do that, and we did that under recognitions and awards. So she and her family, many of her family members were here to express their thanks to the first responders. So that was really a nice opening to the session. Moving on, we had some kind of administrative items for the first part of the year. We're setting the mileage reimbursement rate, our investment interest allocation policy. In the past, we've done that. Any interest earnings go into the building fund. The first $450,000 because of lower interest rates. That's the first $300,000 that council adjusted that policy for 2020. We set our 2020 assessment rates for street projects. We assess sidewalks of 4 inches and 6 inches thickness, as well as our street lineal footage at $49 a lineal foot. Council approved those 2020 assessment rates for street projects. Moving forward, we had a agreement with SEH for $526,670 for a contract for our flood mitigation levy at our wastewater treatment plant. We need to protect that plant. As you folks probably have heard, we're working on a significant $87 million project at the plant. We want to make sure that that's protected with a levy going forward, so council approved that. That's a 50-50 cost share between our local option sales tax collections and 50% from the DNR. Council approved that. To move forward, we approved some modification, First Amendment to the rec center lease with the YMCA. They asked for a little more flexibility of the youth activity center and what ages can be in there, as well as the payment for our $100,000 that we pay for the public areas and their supervision. We agreed to pay that quarterly rather than annually at the end of the year. So that was approved. We approved a signal light study on 4th Street Northwest over by St. A's and the high school. There's a street light there. In order to consider possibly eliminating that, we want to do what's called a warrant for the signal light. So we do a study, and that was approved. We had 3 proposals. WHKS was the low bidder at $32,000, and they'll do an analysis of that intersection and whether or not it would be warranted to eliminate the street light there. We approved election judges for 2020. We also approved some transfer of a liquor license, as well as an on-sale license for establishment in town, so they would be able to add a wine license at formerly Munch, that'll be doing business as Mixto. Next item was an annexation agreement for Red Rock Township for Dryden property. They wanted to be annexed to be able to access our sewer system. And then other than that, there were 6 properties for junk or illegally stored vehicles that council approved to move forward. Otherwise, that rounded out the council meeting. If you have questions on these items, don't hesitate to give me a call. My number is 437-9941. Thanks so much.